Hello everyone. You are on the FactStream channel, and today we are going to talk about Earth. 92 interesting facts about Earth. Earth is a beautiful place to live and explore. The Earth has a unique set of characteristics that makes it suitable to support life as we know it. Some of them are correct distance from the sun, elements to make biomolecules, availability of liquid water, magnetic field, magnetosphere, atmosphere. The population of Earth is over 8 billion people. The most populated country is India, followed by China and USA. The first picture of the Earth taken from outer space was captured by a camera attached to a rocket, the Vita number 13, in 1946. Here we have compiled a list of some interesting facts about Earth. Hope you like it. Facts about Earth's formation, location, speed, composition, the existence of life. 1. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and is the largest of the 4 terrestrial planets, namely Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Order of the planets from the Sun: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, the dwarf planet. 2. The existence of water in the liquid phase on Earth is due to the temperature span that exists on the Earth, 0–100 degrees Celsius. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, thus converting it into gas and making it unusable for consumption by living beings, including humans, animals, and birds, etc. 3. Earth is the only place in the solar system where water can be present in all the 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. 4. We are all traveling around the Sun at an average velocity of 107,180 kilometers per hour. And at the same time, we are also spinning with an enormous speed that could be 1,000 miles per hour depending on your position on Earth. 5. Earth receives between 100 and 300 metric ton of cosmic dust, the dust which exists in outer space, as well as all over planet Earth. Everyday data collected from satellite observations. However, some other estimates suggest that the incoming dust could be as low as 5 metric ton per day. 6. Despite the fact that the Earth is made up of more than 70% of water, do not be surprised to learn that water accounts for less than 1% of Earth's mass. 7. In size, Earth is slightly larger than Venus. 8. Although the Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago, life appeared 3.8 billion years ago, and hominids only 6 million years ago. If Earth's history was represented in a day, life appeared at 4 a.m., and humans at almost 11:59 p.m. 9. The force of gravity in the Hudson Bay region of Canada is less than that on the rest of the planet. There are various theories that scientists associate with this effect, but no one is sure as to why this is the case. 10. It is also interesting to note that more than 95% of Earth's ocean are still unexplored. About Earth and the Moon. 11. Tides in oceans on Earth happen due to the force of gravitation between the Earth and the Moon. Moon pulls up water in oceans and even in lakes due to its gravitational force. 12. Earth has just 1 moon, whereas Jupiter has 67 moons. 13. The moon radius 1,738 km is the 5th largest moon in the solar system after Ganymede orbits Jupiter, Titan orbits Saturn, Callisto orbits Jupiter, and Io orbits Jupiter. 14. The moon reflects sun's light on the Earth when the sun is on the other side of the Earth, meaning when there is the night on one side of the planet. 15. Another interesting fact about the Earth is that the same side of the moon is always facing the Earth, meaning the moon is in synchronous rotation with the Earth. 16. Moon is Earth's only permanent natural satellite. FYI, there are 181 known natural moons that are orbiting the full-size and dwarf planets in our solar system. 17. Moon, Earth's natural satellite, is thought to have been formed from Earth after the impact of a Mars-sized object. Named they are: extinction of species, the naming of Earth, length of day, magnetic field, the temperature at the core, density 18. It is a fascinating fact to note here that 99% of all species that ever existed on the Earth are now extinct. 19. Earth is the only known planet that supports life. However, attempts are underway to help life survive on other planets like Mars. 20. It is also the only planet not to be named after a Greek or Roman god. Jupiter is named after the king of Roman gods, and Uranus is named after the Greek god of the sky. The Earth's name comes from the Germanic word Eorth, which means ground, dirt, or soil. 21. The speed of rotation of Earth is gradually slowing down, meaning that in some 140 million years from now, the length of a day on Earth would be 25 hours. 22. Earth was once believed to be the center of the universe, and scientists believe that the Sun and other planets revolved around it. However, this assumption was proved incorrect. 23. Because of the presence of inner Nicolaian core, Earth has a strong magnetic field. This magnetic field is also responsible for preventing heavy solar winds from blowing on the Earth and causing damage to various life forms. 24. Earth is composed of 4 main layers: inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. 25. Earth's inner core has a temperature between 5,400 and 6,000 degrees Celsius, thus making it hotter than the surface of the Sun's surface temperature 5,500 Celsius. 26. The thickest of all the 4 layers of the Earth is the mantle, which is 2,900 kilometers thick. This layer has a consistency of caramel and is composed of a hot mixture of molten rock. 27. The thinnest of all the layers is the crust, which is on an average 30 kilometers deep on an average on the ground. 28. Earth also has the largest natural satellite as compared to any other planet considering the size of Earth, and the Moon is approximately 27% the size of the Earth. 29. The Earth also has the credit of being the densest planet in the solar system. It has an average density of 5.51 grams per cubic centimeter. Tectonic plates, the shape of the Earth, bluish appearance, atmosphere, oxygen 30. Earth is the only planet in the solar system that has tectonic plates underneath its surface. These plates are floating on top of the magma inside of the Earth. When these plates collide, earthquakes happen. Movement of these plates is also very important for other geological and life supporting purposes. 31. The diameter of Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole is shorter than its diameter across the equator by 43 kilometers. Thus, Earth is not a perfect sphere, and this difference in the diameter is the result of Earth's rotation. 32. Earth's core is almost 85 to 88% iron, and its crust is almost 47% oxygen. 33. Earth is also known as the blue planet because of its bluish appearance from the outer space. Almost 70% of Earth's surface is covered with water. 34. There are 5 layers in Earth's atmosphere, including the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere. Earth's atmosphere is the thickest from ground level up to a height of 50 kilometers and extends up to 10,000 kilometers. 35. Airplanes fly at a maximum altitude of 60,000 feet, which is almost 18.88 kilometers. 36. The pressure and density go on decreasing as we move farther away from the Earth's surface and travel towards space. 37. The first 11 kilometers from the Earth's surface has 75% of the atmosphere. 38. The last layer of the Earth's atmosphere, the exosphere, extends from 700 kilometers above mean sea level to 10,000 kilometers in outer space. 39. Did you ever wonder why we have a leap year every 4 years? This is because a year on Earth is not exactly 365 days, but it is 365.256 for days. This extra 0.256 for day is adjusted with an extra day leap day in the month of February every 4 years. 40. Earth is the only planet that contains 21% oxygen in its atmosphere and liquid water on its surface. 41. Spacecrafts need to achieve an extremely high velocity in order to break Earth's gravitational force and reach space. The minimum speed needed is called escape velocity, and for Earth is 11.19 kilometers per second, 40,270 kilometers per hour, 25,020 miles per hour. That is why very strong rockets are used for takeoff. The bigger the spacecraft, the bigger the rockets. 42. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists UC satellite database, there are more than 7,560 operational satellites currently in orbit around Earth. 43. Earth Day is celebrated annually on April 22nd since 1970. It is an international movement with members from over 190 countries that aims to generate support for environmental protection. Craters, seasons, layers, oceans, rings 44. Earth does not have many craters, less than 200 on the surface, as the other planets have. 45. Earth's axis of rotation is tilted 23.4 degrees with respect to its plane of rotation around the Sun. The seasons on Earth are due to its tilt against the Sun. Because the Earth has an almost circular orbit around the Sun, the 4 seasons have approximately the same length. 46. Earth is exactly at a distance of 10 from the Sun. The distance from the Sun to Earth is the standard unit of measurement of the distance of celestial bodies from the Sun, and Earth's measurements are used as a standard. 47. The Earth is the 5th largest planet in terms of size and mass. 48. The Earth has an ozone layer which protects it from Sun's powerful and harmful UV rays. 49. Light from the Sun reaches the Earth in approximately 8 minutes and 20 seconds. 50. Almost 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans that contain 97% of the planet's water. These oceans are home to great mysteries and tons of geographical features that are not even available on the land. For example, Earth's longest mountain range is also underwater. 51. It is estimated that life initiated in the oceans some 3.8 billion years ago. 52. The Earth has no rings. However, Jupiter has 4 sets of rings and Saturn has 4 main groups of rings and 3 fainter groups of rings. 53. Did you know that a magnetic field reversal takes place every 40,000 years on average? At the time of this reversal, the magnetic polarity of the Earth will change. That will bring a change in the direction of Earth's magnetic field. 54. The highest point on Earth, above sea level, is the summit of Mount Everest, which is 8,818 meters, 29,029 feet high. 55. The tallest volcano or mountain on Earth, measured from the base to the summit, is Mauna Kea in Hawaii. However, most of it is underwater. It is 10,203 meters, 33,474 feet tall. 56. The Atacama Desert in South America is the driest place on Earth, outside of the Antarctic dry valleys. It receives an average of less than 1 millimeter of rain a year, and has the record of the longest dry period, with 172 months. Highest and deepest points on Earth 57. The highest point, the peak of Ecuador's Mount Chimborazo, located just 1 degree south of the equator, is the highest point on Earth. At this point, the Earth's bulge is greatest. 58. The deepest known place, Challenger Deep near a trench called the Mariana Trench beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean to the southeast of Japan, is the deepest known place on Earth. This trench is nearly 7 miles deep. Hottest and coldest locations on the Earth 59. The place that holds the record of having had the highest air temperature on Earth is Furnace Creek in the Death Valley in California, USA. On July 10, 1913, it reached 56.7 C, 134.1 F. While the place with the lowest air temperature registered is Vostok, Antarctica, with -89.2 C, 128.6 F on July 21, 1983. 60. The Lut Desert in Iran and the Sonoran Desert along the Mexican-USA border hold the record of highest surface temperature, having recorded up to 80.8 C, 177.4 F. 61. The coldest permanently inhabited place, Oymyakon, a village in Siberia, Russia, is where the temperature reached -68 degrees Celsius. And the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was at Antarctica's Vostok Station, -89.2 degrees Celsius. Flattest, wettest and driest place is 62. Wettest place, Mawsyn Ram in Meghalaya, India, is the wettest place on land on Earth. It receives an average annual rainfall of 11,871 millimeters. This place is just 10 miles away from the town of Cherrapunji, another record holder for the wettest month and year ever, 63. Driest place, Dry Valleys in Antarctica, is the driest place on Earth. This place has seen no rainfall for the past 2 million years. This is a 4,800 square kilometre region with no ice, snow or water. 64. Flattest country. The Maldives is the flattest country in the world with an average highest above sea level of 2.4 meters. 65. The longest river on Earth is the Nile in Africa. It runs through or along the border of 11 countries. It starts in rivers which flow into Lake Victoria and ends in the Mediterranean Sea, and is 6,650 kilometers per 1,132 miles long. However, Amazon is the biggest river in the world in terms of the water that flows down it. 66. Unknown minerals. Scientists have recently calculated that there are more than 1,500 minerals that are still undiscovered in the Earth. We are aware of more than 5,000 minerals, but many are still unknown. Another captivating fact here is that the Earth's mineral diversity is unique to itself and is not duplicated on any other planet, not even the rocky exoplanets. 67. Carbon dioxide spitting lakes. There are 3 crater lakes, Nyos, Monoun, and Kivu, that sit in Cameroon and on the border of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. These lakes spit carbon dioxide at an enormous level and have been the cause of deaths of hundreds of people in the past. This phenomenon happens because of the presence of magma below the surface of the lakes, and this magma releases carbon dioxide into the water, which causes the resulting spewing of the gas into the atmosphere. 68. Rocks that move by themselves. Some rocks on our planet Earth move by themselves. However, scientists have failed to capture the actual motion of these rocks because they move so little, but their movement is certain. 69. Out of Earth. The boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space is known as the Kármán line. This boundary lies at a distance of 100 kilometers from Earth's sea level. Anyone who goes beyond this line is considered an astronaut. 70. The Earth and the Sun. The minimum distance between the Earth and the Sun perihelion is 147.1 million kilometers, and the maximum distance aphelion between the Earth and the Sun is 150.1 million kilometers. 71. There is a possibility that some asteroid or comet may hit Earth and cause devastation to life. A similar event 65 million years ago happened and wiped out the dinosaurs from the planet. 72. Since record-keeping for temperature began in 1850, 2023 was recorded as the hottest year ever. 2023 had a global average temperature of 14.98 C, 17 C higher than the previous highest annual value in 2016. 73. Scientists have recently estimated that an ocean of water exists at a distance of 1,000 kilometers under the surface of the Earth. And this water is important for volcanic activity, which in turn is responsible for generating soil. Atmosphere of the Earth. 74. The Earth's atmosphere is essential for life. It contains oxygen for breathing, acts as a protecting barrier against ultraviolet radiation from the sun, generates enough pressure to prevent liquid water from completely evaporating, and retains enough of the sun's energy to maintain warm temperatures. 75. The Earth's atmosphere is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% other gases. 76. The troposphere is the layer of the Earth's atmosphere that is closest to the surface. It is where most of the weather phenomena, for example clouds, occur. 77. The temperature and availability of oxygen decrease while moving up the troposphere, the layer of the atmosphere closest to the planet's surface. That is why mountaineers require special gear, including canisters of oxygen, when climbing high mountains like Mount Everest. 78. The stratosphere is the second layer of the Earth's atmosphere. Here is where the ozone layer is located, which prevents harmful UV rays from the sun reaching the planet's surface. 79. The mesosphere is the third layer of the Earth's atmosphere, where meteors disintegrate when their trajectory leads to Earth. The friction between the meteor and the gases in the atmosphere generate high temperatures that end up vaporizing the rock. As a consequence, there is a relatively high concentration of iron and other metals compared to other layers. 80. The ionosphere is rich in ionized atoms and molecules, and is where the phenomena of the aurora occur, and where radio waves reflect to allow communication and navigation. 81. When energetic particles from the solar winds interact with the Earth's magnetosphere and the poles, they are precipitated into the ionosphere layer of the atmosphere, rich in ionized atoms and molecules, as a wave. The collision between them and the gases in the atmosphere generate a display of lights called aurora. The one on the North Pole is called aurora borealis or northern lights, while the one on the South Pole is called aurora australis or southern lights. 82. The color of the aurorae on the poles of the Earth is due to the collision of energetic magnetic particles from the solar winds with the gases in the atmosphere. Oxygen gives off green and red light, while nitrogen glows blue and purple. 83. The thermosphere is the thickest layer of the Earth's atmosphere. It is rich in light gases like oxygen, helium, and hydrogen. The Hubble Space Telescope and the International Space Station orbit Earth here. 84. The exosphere is the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere. Hydrogen is the predominant element here. Many weather satellites orbit the Earth in the exosphere. 85. The Earth's magnetosphere magnetic field protects the planet by preventing the erosion of the atmosphere by solar winds, repelling particle radiation from the sun, and keeping harmful cosmic rays at a safe distance. 86. The Earth's magnetosphere magnetic field is generated by the motion of molten iron, sulfur, and hydrogen compounds in the Earth's core. It is stronger on the poles than on the equator. 87. The Earth's magnetosphere magnetic field has its weakest point in South America, over the Atlantic Ocean, and is called South Atlantic Anomaly. Although the solar winds do not affect the planet's surface, they penetrate the atmosphere enough to fry spacecraft electronics. 88. The oceans cover 70% of the surface of the Earth and contain 97% of all the water of the planet. 89. Only 1.2% of all the water in the planet Earth is potable, i.e., suitable for drinking and cooking. 90. More than 50% of the oxygen on Earth is generated by the phytoplankton in the oceans. Pollution of the oceans kills these microorganisms, reducing oxygen production. 91. Forests and tropical forests produce 40% of the oxygen on Earth, house around 80% of the whole biodiversity on land, and play a crucial role in the carbon cycle. Conservation of forests is of the utmost importance. 92. When the Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago, the day was less than 10 hours long. The speed at which the Earth rotates on its axis is getting slower over time, in part due to the effect of the tides caused by the Moon. Tides are massive waves that move across the oceans. They are caused by the gravitational force that the Moon exerts on the Earth. As the Earth rotates, different parts of the planet are exposed to the Moon, and this rotation causes the tide cycles around the planet. The tides and the influence they have on the gravitational pull the Earth exerts over the Moon are making the Moon move farther away from Earth. The Moon's, and in less degree the Sun's, gravitational forces affects the water on the Earth, causing the tides. To a lesser extent, they also affect the land, moving it up and down up to 55 centimeters 22 inches a day. It is thought that 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth was hit by a small planet of the size of Mars, and that the debris resulting from the collision eventually accreted to form the Moon. The temperature of the core of the Earth is almost the same as the temperature of the surface of the Sun. Life forms found in the depth of the oceans have adapted to the extreme conditions and grow very slowly compared to those found on the surface. They survive the extreme pressure, high, low temperatures, lack of light, and limited nutrient availability. Wobbling of the Earth as Earth rotates, it wobbles slightly on its axis and drifts slowly around the poles. This is called axial precession, and although it does not affect our daily lives, it is taken into account by Global Position Systems (GPS). The wobbling of the Earth on its axis, while it rotates, is called axial precession and is responsible for making the seasons more extreme in one hemisphere than the other. Currently, winter is more extreme in the northern hemisphere, while summer is more extreme in the southern hemisphere. It is thought that the periods of glaciation on Earth are cyclical and are influenced by three main factors: the level of eccentricity of Earth's orbit around the Sun, changes in the angle between the equator and the orbit, and the wobbling of the axis while Earth rotates axial precession. The frequency of the periods of glaciations on Earth can be modelled and are called Milankovitch cycles. This model can calculate when the next ice age will happen, but it is thought that the high amount of CO2 in the atmosphere will delay it. Asteroids, craters and meteors. A very large asteroid impacted the Earth 65 million years ago, which may have led to the extinction of animals on land and water, including the dinosaurs. Evidence of this hit is the Chicxulub crater on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, which is 300 kilometers (180 miles) wide. One of the most intact impact craters on Earth is the Barringer meteorite crater in Arizona, USA, and provides invaluable information to geologists about impact processes. It is approximately 1 kilometer (0.6 miles) wide and was caused by a meteorite approximately 50 meters (164 feet) in diameter. The latest observation of a meteor reaching Earth occurred in February 2023. The meteor entered the atmosphere and disintegrated over the coast of Normandy, France, along the English Channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Write in the comments who to make the next video about.